Welcome back to the show. Well, you hear me say at the end of every one of the broadcasts, go out there and be yourself because no one can tell you you're doing it wrong. Well, it's a good reminder for everyone to be their authentic self. And that's just what one local woman is doing. She says doing something simple like changing her hair transformed her life. Joining me now is the founder of the Inner Beauty Project, Nicole Pillow. Hi, Nicole.
Hello, Jason. Hi.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I was looking forward to this conversation because I think this is one of those moments. We're a goofy show, but I also like using this platform to educate every so often. And I think if I can start with, I know what it is, but I don't even think a lot of folks watching realize what it means when you say natural hair. You know what I mean, Nicole? I don't think a lot of people innocently don't know what that means.
It's true. It's true. I think that, natural hair isn't something that, quite frankly, hasn't been celebrated over the years, if you will, in history, if you will. And so I think we're a bit removed from what natural hair is. In fact, prior to me embracing my natural hair, I wore it long and straight and, had my flow on. And, people didn't even know that I had this hair. And this was hair that was my God-given beauty. And yet I wasn't able to embrace it for many years in my life, up until maybe just even 3.5 years ago.
Nicole, what was it, if I may ask? Was there, where was the epiphany that you're like, wait a minute, I need to do this?
I'm gonna tell you, it's the truth. And it was an epiphany. It was a moment in which I had spent a weekend at a cabin. We like to do that in Minnesota, our weekends at the cabin, and I was hosted by some lovely friends, and so it turned out that there was. She owns a hair salon and said, "Will you try these products?" And I thought, "Oh my gosh, if I do that, I got to get my hair wet. And if I get my hair wet, I ain't going to be right by Monday." I'm keeping it real. and so I said, okay, as long as I've got time, I can get home, get myself ready on Monday. Good. And so I did this, and I had this moment on the drive home, Jason, when I was so uncomfortable, so much anxiety, just sitting in my own natural hair. I said, what is this? And I had I'm going to tell you, I felt like God was really speaking to me to say, something, Nicole, you have a platform in which you are standing on, telling women on a regular basis, and men, that they are my one-of-a-kind design, and that, they are handmade and they are meant to stand in their true authenticity, but you aren't able to stand in yours.
Nicole, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, my apologies.
Well, I was going to say, and so it was in that epiphany, in that moment, that I was challenged to lean into the anxiety, lean into the core hurts that started from childhood. When society tells you that what you have isn't right, or what you have doesn't fit in, you start to blend. You start to shift things around in order to fit in order to feel acceptable, in order to have approval. And that's what happened to me over the years. I just didn't recognize how attached I had become to this new identity. Does that make sense, Jason?
It does, Nicole. And you know what I got to tell you, it's obviously, as a nerdy white boy, it ain't hair for me. But I will tell you the reason that I identified and couldn't wait to talk to you is because I recently had this epiphany for myself. I'm a person, like so many watching, that struggled with weight. And, at 46, I was at a beach, Nicole, and that's why I was listening to what you just said, and I can relate on it. Yeah. I was at the beach, and I'm one of those kids that never took off the white T-shirt. And I'm sitting there, Nicole, and I'm like, I am giving these people a lot of power over me to not just, and I took off my shirt like you did, and I sat in myself, and I was like, you know what? And so I get it, and it's so powerful, Nicole. It really is.
And wouldn't you say it's liberating and it's freedom when you denounce the false lies and that society can attach to those external things that are supposed to define beautiful or define acceptable or what looks good. And the reality is our power is so rooted in within just being our true selves.
Yes.
If we can get that, that's where our true power is.
Nicole, we have just 30 seconds left in this segment. Yeah. Can you stick around, though, for me? Will you stick around for another segment? But
right on.
I want to end with just 30 seconds. Don't you think, though, I see hope? I see hope because, you know, when people see themselves reflected in television and magazines, you know, the little kids watching now, don't you see a little hope in the power that people like you are putting out there?
I do. I see the hope. I mean, I can just the other day, I can be in Target and look up and see a girl with natural hair and say, my gosh, we're being celebrated.
Yes.
And that's not what it used to be.
No.
You know, and we see full figured models, or we see, you know, so I'm grateful that the trajectory is shifting.
So what is Nicole's project all about, and how can you get involved in all of that? More with my new friend when we come back. Back after this. Welcome back. Talking to my new friend, Nicole Pillow, founder of the Inner Beauty Project. Nicole, before we get to the workings of the project, when it starts, etc., I continue educating the folks with, you were talking about the hoops that you went through most of your life, looking a certain way. But there's a financial cost to this that, again, I don't think people realize. What were you spending, Nicole, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, yeah. Let's just say the hair budget was real. Yeah. As I like to say. But, you know, I would say upwards anywhere from $600 to $700 a time, if you will, because let's keep it real. First of all, if you're going to have extra hair, make sure it's the good stuff. So I've got Nicole. I'm sorry. If I'm gonna have it, it gotta look right. So I used to get it custom blended, and I would get that out of New York City, and then you have to get the hair put in, and you know, blended and cut was another stylist, and just by the time it was all wrapped up and signed, sealed, delivered the way I wanted it, it was a good $700. Yeah, you know. So yeah.
What I love about the project and having you as a guest is the fact that, and just to reset the table, this is not just about, this can be, if you're watching right now, folks, and you're concerned, you don't want to go gray, or you're worried about going gray, or you're afraid of celebrating your baldness. That's what the Inner Beauty Project is all about. Nicole, when does it start, and really what is the project's mission?
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, the project mission, and I'm grateful that you said that. For me, yes, it was my hair. My hair was the thing, if you will, that I needed to embrace to be in my true authentic self. But I do believe that this project is for everyone and any woman who really wants to experience what is it like to walk in your full power, to know, to have the confidence that comes with healthy self-image, that comes with knowing you have a powerful purpose that this world needs, and healing, and, you know, authenticity. And it's really about being able to redefine how we see ourselves, where the external is no longer what's defining how we feel about ourselves. And it's just, that can be different for different people. As far as what that, you know, what that looks like. But it's really, the training is designed to really help an individual to get 100% in tune with the internal beauty of who they are, that authenticness that comes from the inside. And when you walk in that, when you take on your own inner beauty project, you can walk in it. And so my next training opportunity starts on June 5th. And it's a 4 series of trainings, if you will, meaning 4 sessions of training in which we're going deep and we're diving and we're going below the surface. And we have fun, but we deal with some of those, some of the harder, we
saboteurs,
take off the layers, if you will, and we work with that. And it's virtual, so you know you can just chime into the training virtually, and it's me delivering what I know was the system. I've turned it into a system, quite frankly, and I've watched many women find freedom by applying these techniques, and I know that for me, it was life-changing, and I made a decision that I have to get this to more people.
Yeah.
More people need to experience that freedom that you felt out on the beach, that I felt when I embraced my authentic self. And, you know, coming from a world, and I'll just share this briefly, but I was in a world when I was, you know, working for Ebony Magazine, and I was around the most incredible designers and beauty, and I have a wonderful appreciation for that. But what I also got really, really, really clear about is that it really is not the external things that define us.
Nope. It's fundamentally, I think, Nicole, it's fundamentally realizing that it's a simple word, but you are enough. You are enough where you are.
You are enough where you are. And too often, Jason, and I know that you could probably relate personally, but too often in society and you know, we're getting messages that tell us that we're inadequate, that tell us that we're not enough, that communicate that somehow just the way we are isn't enough.
Yeah, and you are.
And I never, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And really quick, we do have to go, but Nicole is basically a relative of ours because her aunt is the fabulous Rose McGee, who is one of our favorite guests of all time. And now I can add you to that list. Nicole, will you please come back and visit us soon?
I will. And if you would just, I will come back and visit. I love my Auntie Rose, and I'm so glad to be a part of your family now. And I just want to also make sure that I let individuals know where to go to myinnerbeautyproject.com so that you can launch your own inner beauty project.
Absolutely.
And take that journey with me. Yep.
Nicole, thank you. I will see you soon.
All right, I'll see you soon, Jason.
Bye, Nicole. For more information, as Nicole said, register. Go to her website, NicolePillow.com right there. Support Nicole. What a great message.